Hey guys, welcome and ting and ting and ting. And we go into some more mythical creatures of Romanian folklore. This is part 2 P2Z. And I'm quite interested in things like this, you understand what I'm going to say and thing. So, I'm going to be watching some more of this year. And hopefully I could find something for Serbia too. I'm getting in the whole realm of the culture and the history and everything that goes on there, alright? Before I go on, let me thank those who give super thanks here the past couple of days. Uh, Please note that your donations will go here, to make this little setup better. One of the things I got here recently is a little part to plug my lava mic into my camera so I could have better audio when I start filming outside. I already filmed some stuff, I have to edit it and things. But thank you guys very much for your generosity and thing like that, you know what I mean? In the meantime, though, let's go ahead and check out the mythical creatures of Romanian folklore. Let's YouTube and simmer. Check this vibe out.
Let's continue our journey to the mystical world of Romanian folklore and discover other captivating creatures and fearsome monsters. In this video, we will resume our alphabetical list of mythical beings featured in Romanian and Moldovan folklore. Before we start, don't forget to show your support by liking and subscribing to our channel, as we'll be bringing you more awesome stories, myths and legends. The deity of smoking and the mother of the devil. She looks like an old and ugly witch with horns on her head, a long nose, swollen eyes, boar tusks and scythe-like claws. Black smoke and an unbearable tobacco scent emanate from her nostrils. Parjura, a gigantic bird with supernatural powers, dwelling in the dark realm or the underworld. It builds its nest in a tall tree, near a lake or a well. This bird evokes fear in the hearts of villagers, posing a threat to their households, domestic animals, and even small children if left unattended. Parsuria maestra, translated as the enchanted bird. Another supernatural bird with magical powers, originating from heavens. It is described as an exquisitely beautiful creature, glowing with an ethereal radiance. Only the privileged can hear its songs and behold its extraordinary and enchanting beauty. It can see the future and often aids humans, being regarded as a benevolent creature, a protective spirit of the heroes in Romanian folktales. Precolic.
You see, I like that. I like that there. I like the fact that they put this pure folklore in there. Something that's all good. Aiding and assisting human beings. And stuff like that. Usually, when you talk about folklore, you talk about the dark, deep. You know what I mean? There have to be some of the folklores that are like something beautiful, like a flower or something, you know what I mean? Instead of everything having to be just dark and. Now, given the time period for which a lot of these stories were done, it was dark and gloomy in the whole world then, there was like electricity or nothing like that. And I could understand a lot of the folklore being scary because a lot of it is stories told to deter people from doing certain things, like from cheating. This person is going to come take your soul, children going into the woods and getting lost. Don't go in there, Some great witchy lady might grab you. So, it serves its purpose, but, I guess fear is the best motivator in certain cases.
Evil spirits, which after death leave their bodies during the night and transform into various animals: wolves, pigs, dogs, cats, snakes, bulls, frogs, and others. It is also said that they are people who can transform into animals even during their lifetime. They harm humans, dry up their wells, steal their cattle, or frighten their children. According to some legends, these mischievous creatures sit on the chests of those who are asleep, from whom they extract blood and the entire essence of life.
See, that sounds really familiar. No, we have a thing on the island called a ligaroo. That's really similar to that. But the thing about sucking the life out of you, they saying it's a dog or a wolf type person there on the island. It was a cat. And I remember hearing these stories that cats will sit on your chest and suck the life out of you, all the energy out of you. And we used to have a cat that used to love to sit on my chest and look at me. I'd wake up and the damn beast is sitting there just looking at me. I'm not a fan of cats, I'm sorry. I love dogs, cats. Cats freak me out, man. They like have a mind of their own when they get to a certain age, and they're gonna do what they're gonna do. Nobody will tell them nothing. They're gonna do it. I'm not a big fan of cats. But when you were saying that about how the dog would sit on your chest or the beast would sit on a person's chest and suck the life out of them, that's what I heard about cats as a folklore back on the island, and I'll have to look up the details to see where that came from. Let's keep going.
Rusoli. Malevolent female creatures who can be seen in the air, especially in the summer, near lakes and forests. Similar to Yilili, one of their main qualities is their beautiful dance. They are considered spirits of the waters, associated with fertility and the cult of the dead. It is believed that on the night of Rusoli, the spirits of the deceased come out of their graves and join them in dances and games. On this night, people follow specific customs and traditions to be protected from their negative influence. Sanka. A female creature, a malevolent spirit that torments pregnant women, especially during childbirth. She inflicts illnesses upon young mothers, and in some cases, the newborn child becomes afflicted with an unnatural disease known as children's fright that can only be healed through specific incantations. Sanka has the power of the evil eye and is sometimes depicted as a female bear, an ancient pagan deity of the Dochians. Sinzianli. Mythical fairies, bringers of peace, harmony, love, joy and kindness, with beneficial effects on all humans, animals and plants. They sing and dance in the fields, symbolizing fertility, helping women to give birth, bestowing magical powers upon plants, curing diseases, and protecting the crops. But if people do not treat them with respect, these fairies can become malevolent. Scorpia. A supernatural creature, a female monster with multiple heads whose breathing fire. It is bloodthirsty, venomous, and has the ability to fly. Its blood possesses miraculous properties. It can kill, but also bestow strength upon those who bathe in it. It is also said that her blood cures blindness and regenerates arms and legs. Solomon R.
Who comes up with these folklores? Are they just tales? Or are they based on true stories from people? Like, the witchy woman could be, just an old woman in the village that got that name, and the stories evolved from around it. Don't go into the woods, she gonna catch you. There was a woman back home when I was a kid. We used to call her Crazy Lucy. And she was purported to be an Obia woman, voodoo woman. And I remember as a kid running past her house so fast that I was out of breath by the time I get past her house. I was scared to walk past there because I was scared of her. And while I'm talking about that, there's a folktale character on the island called Elizabeth, and she have one hoof leg and one human leg. And she walks the streets at night and she kidnaps young men. They either come back not in their right mind or they never heard from again. And I remember as a kid hearing that story, and at night, every night, I would hear this what sounded like a hoof leg and a woman walking by and she's singing. It was every night for years around 9 o'clock. And then when I woke, I was old enough to be up late enough to look out the window. When I hear this woman going by, because man, I'm gonna figure out whether this is Elijah Bliss or some kind of crazy phantom woman out there. And it's the neighbor walking by. And the reason why it sounded like it was hoof legs is because she had a wooden leg. And it was like the old fashioned type of wooden leg, you know, where it's just like a wooden peg. And she would be coming from the marketplace where she sold her stuff or vegetables or whatever she sold. I don't know, spices maybe. And she'd walk by it every night around 9 o'clock going home. And here I am as a kid sitting in bed thinking, oh my God, the Elijah Bliss is out my window. And it was just the neighbor with a wooden leg. Still, I was scared of the whole Elijah Bliss story after that, though.
An old wizard who has the power to control atmospheric phenomena, bringing rain or directing storms and hail. Legends describe him as a gigantic creature with bulging eyes and red hair, dressed in white garments. It comes from a supernatural realm and possesses magical, healing powers. It wanders through villages as a beggar, and if not received properly, he can bring hail upon the village and destroy the crops. Spiridouche. A small supernatural creature, sometimes visible, other times invisible, that bestows good fortune upon the person in whose home it has found shelter.
But why does it look so scary?
An egg that must be kept close to the armpit and incubated there for 40 days.
Okay.
In Moldova, the egg comes from a chicken believed to have been stepped on by the devil. Therefore, Spiridouche that will emerge, although it does good to its master, is a messenger of the unholy one, and after the person's death, its soul will belong to the devil. Starfear. A supernatural, imaginary being that some people see, representing the embodiment of the souls of the dead. Those who have died of unnatural causes will become wandering souls in the places where death occurred or sometimes near their homes. Usually, this ghost does not interfere in the lives of current inhabitants, at most, frightening them. Strigoi. Evil souls of the dead that emerge from their graves at night, turn into animals or monsters and bring harm to the living. Some Strigoi are believed to be living humans who have acquired magical powers and can extract the life force from their victims through blood loss. They are believed to have originated from Dutch mythology. They were unworthy spirits of the dead that are not allowed into the kingdom of Zarmoxes. Strigoi are most active during the full moon and on St. Andrew's Day, which falls on November 30th. Stimmer Ompella. A female deity of fresh waters, essential for maintaining aquatic balance, as she can cause both significant floods as well as droughts. She has a pale white face, and when in the water, she is half woman and half fish. If angered by humans, she emerges from rivers or lakes, bringing the water with her, and traverses fields and meadows, inundating everything in her path and drowning humans and animals. According to some legends, she is an exceedingly beautiful creature with enticing eyes, luring young men toward the waters and then drowning them.
Sounds like Elijah Bliss to me.
Giants, that according to legends, were equivalent to 25 ordinary men. When they moved, they strode from hill to hill. When they drank, they drained the rivers. hammers, they could topple enormous rocks, and their swords were capable of shearing off mountain peaks. Women giants were strong, hard-working, and had much milder temperaments than their husbands. Giants were peaceful by nature, living in harmony with humans, only becoming dangerous when provoked. Or see Twarili.
That sounds like an endangered species like me. I'm a giant, I'm gentle, I'm a no fight, I'm a lover, not a fighter, you understand what I'm saying thing? Yep, that's about right. Even in folklore, us giants are the bomb.
Mythical creatures, usually three sisters, who have the power to determine the fate of humans. They can appear as beautiful maidens or as old ladies. Nobody knows for sure, because it is said that these spirits can be heard but never seen. They partake in the arrival of a soul to this world and shape the fate of humans until they die. Vintwasili. Female spirits that bring about dust storms and strong winds. They reside near forests and lakes and use the wind to travel. According to some legends, they conjure winds by dancing horror in the air. Viakolok. A creature, similar to a werewolf, that on full moon nights can transform from a human into a wolf. It devours humans and animals before reverting to its human form at the break of dawn. It is also said to be a demon that devours the sun and the moon, thereby causing the moon phases and eclipses. It is the embodiment of evil that disrupts the natural order of the world. Fossilisk.
You know what? You have to say something. One that a lot of these folklores and stuff have to do with wolves attacking people. Wolves being this mean, vicious animal. And I guess they are with their predators and all that stuff. But at what point did that animal turn into this devilish monster that is part human, part it? And it was about devouring people. What is it that they were trying to explain by these folk tales that are like that? And we can only sit here and speculate. The best way to probably decipher what the folk tales really mean is by studying that time period to when those particular folk tales originate. Excuse me. But that would be an interesting thing to look into as to why did they come up with that story? Is it sheer entertainment or does it actually mean something? Because a lot of these stories we have now is just sheer entertainment because we understand the world a little bit more than they did back then. There's a lot of unexplained things to them. They didn't have the technology that we have to understand the stars and the earth and all that stuff. So in a sense, I guess that would be like they're living in a dark age in comparison to how much we know now, technologically speaking. Because we still can't find the way, our way to love each other and treat each other with respect.
A creature that looks like a serpent with a rooster's head, sometimes having dragon wings. It is malevolent, its gaze kills everything living, and its poisonous breath burns like fire. At the tip of its tail, it has 3 venomous spikes. Its name comes from the Greek Basilius, which means king, as it is considered the king of serpents, being the most venomous creature on earth. Sporator. Translated as the flyer. An evil spirit that flies through windows and torments unmarried girls and recently married women in their sleep at night. It is said to be a man who during his lifetime was rejected by a woman and who, after death, haunts and causes the women on earth to fall in love with him, especially the one who rejected him. He is considered a symbol of unanswered love.
Oh, okay.
Zmau. A popular creature in Romanian folktales. While most legends refer to it as a dragon, it often has prominent anthropomorphic features and can take the form of any beast on earth. Most of the time, it kidnaps beautiful maidens or princesses, hides them in its castle and intends to marry them. It feeds on human flesh, often attacking villages in search of food. Zmau is a powerful character, a manifestation of the destructive forces of greed and selfishness, embodying the archetype of a villain.
Wow, that was quite interesting there. I'm really digging the folk tales. It seems that that region is rich with folk tales, folklores, fairy tales and all that stuff. That part of the world there is rich with it. Of course, other parts of the world's got their own version of it. Uh, on the island, like for kids and stuff, there was a thing called the Anansi stories, and Anansi was a spider with all these moral stories and stuff. And it was a tongue-in-cheek type of folklore things, but for tropical upbringing, Africanized stuff. And I've always been interested in it. That's why I know so much about the Ligaroo, the Mama Melody, the Laja Bless, the the Sukunya, and all these folktale characters and stuff. So where I'm from is rich with this sort of folktale characters and folklores. I hope you guys enjoyed this with me. I'm gonna leave a link in the description for this video here, and if you like what I react to, drop a like on the video. Please comment down below, and please keep the suggestions coming. Once again, thank you all for the super thanks. Those who donated, thank you very much appreciated. And I hope you guys' new year started off really good with a bang. And the bangs just get louder so the world know you have arrived. Take care of each other, alright? Cool runnings.